What's happening, Tube Nation, Facebook? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy. You know what I'm saying? I guess I need to call myself the common sense scholar. You know what I'm saying? I got class this evening. Before I hop on that boy, I figured I'd give y'all a little something. Thoughts to some of mine, man. I'm driving, getting my coffee, a little bit of gas, putting it in the car, whatever. I'm sleeping in the mud, man. I gotta get these grades. I'm thinking about possible business ventures, little stuff that I can do myself with the skills I already acquired from school. Those of you who don't know, I'm going to school. I'm studying to be a biomedical equipment technician, and for those who don't know what that is, because I didn't know what it was before I came here. Basically, I'm learning how to work on hospital equipment. I'm learning how to work with electronics, period. Not just hospital equipment, I'm saying, because it's at grassroots, I'll be an equipment tech. I'm just specialized in biomedical equipment. So anything in the hospital, it's electronic I can work on. And so I'm thinking of, what can I do with this? What kind of little side ventures, additional income I could generate with the skills. Now I had a few ideas, and I was like, you know what? It'd be great, or it'd be smart of me, it would behoove me to take these ideas and just kind of write them down on a little bitty, journal, and say what it would be called, what I would possibly need, just kind of, give yourself a kind of a business plan and just leaving it there. You may not have the capital now, you may not know when you'll have the capital, or you may not want to do a loan, whatever, but just kind of have a business plan, put it right there, and just put it in a journal. And then as you're going about your day and you see things, write it down, or take a picture or get a phone number of things that can help you with that business plan. And if you have multiple ideas, write down multiple ideas. Give yourself space between the pages and write them down. Just kind of keep it for your personal collection, and just little things that you could do. Mainly, I say that because you don't want anybody stumbling upon what your ideas, and they steal your idea, and they got the capital, they got the resources, they go patent your stuff, and then they go 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, they millionaires. That'll piss you off, and there's nothing you can do about it. Once it's patented in somebody's name, it's officially theirs, even if they didn't come up with the original idea. So you got to watch that. Two, help you, kind of gather your thoughts when you write it down and say, okay, I see it here on this piece of paper. If I'm really serious about this, what I got to do to make this a reality? And you can kind of go from there, because I don't think there's no reason for anyone not to be entrepreneurial minded. Even though you may not want to own a business, I feel you should have that type of mindset in everything you're doing. Not everybody's good with money or whatever, but you should want to develop a mindset where I want to be financially placed, where if I lose my career or my job, I still have an income coming in. And I know a lot of people do the thing, with the people call them pyramid schemes. Not necessarily, if you want to call it a pyramid scheme, Walmart's pyramid scheme. Everybody at the top making all the money, but everybody at the bottom getting twos and fews. But you can have a residual income or something to kind of fall back on, because I think the problem we depend so much on one income wholeheartedly, and then or two incomes, the wife work, the husband work, and then somebody loses their job and you live your life off of two incomes. It hurts you. Now you can live your life off of one income. You can be like, okay, look, I make X amount, you make X amount, let's live off of your income, and everything else we pocket and use towards paying everything off. That's cool, but in the event both of you lose your jobs, then what? What's your backup plan? Unemployment? Okay, that's good for so long, and that's good for so much. But why not have something in place, or start developing something and putting it in place to where you can have that side hustle? I was remember I watch on YouTube. It's Amplified. It's the reality of cardio, cardio reality, with Doug Bernards. I think that's how his last name pronounced. But a few years back, he's running his dad's shop. couple years into it, he just quits. You know what I'm saying? He's not running his dad's shots, but in between that time, he started developing iPad kits. So people know you can put your iPad in your dash instead of having, the aftermarket radio. You put your iPad in your dash, and it's cooler. You can take the iPad out, your dash, put it back in the house. Add songs to it, this, that, and other. And that's basically what he did. He went from doing car audio, the full thing, and left that, but he still has something coming in on the side and where he can focus on. That's his baby. That's his breadwinner. And he still does amplified. I'm pretty sure he gets a little bit of revenue from that. But that was smart. He didn't only have one income, he had a second income that coincided with what he already did. Even though I repeated myself twice. So I think black people, get into that mindset. Okay, this is what I do. What else can I do that coincides with this? They won't detract from what I'm doing, but it coincides with this, and I can kind of work both things without overexerting yourself, because you don't want to stretch yourself too thin. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to put yourself in a position where you don't have to really stretch yourself at all. There's going to be some suffering, there's going to be some sacrifice in the beginning, but you want to be able to be in a position to capitalize on whatever you're doing. And so my suggestion to you, starting today, get your little meat notebook or whatever, and say, okay, I'm want to do this, or I'm studying for this, or I'm training for this, but what else can I do that lines up with this, that I can start preparing for in the interim, so when I graduate or get my certificate or whatever you're doing, you become, you go from an apprentice to a journeyman, plumber, electrician, or whatever. You can start something else that'll help bring in revenue, helps bring in income. And yeah, you're gonna have to keep up with your money and how much you make and how much you spend and your supplies, but it'll be your baby. It'll be your baby, and if you get fired from your job, or if they lay off, or whatever happens, a catastrophe happens, you got something in the wings. And I think that's just kind of the smartest thing you can do, especially with we're about to transition to having a new president, which we don't know who it is, we don't know what's going to happen. So I think going into this next 4 years, you need to have a different mindset. It just change your mindset so you can change your outcome. Quit grinding the same way. If you notice that you've been grinding 2 jobs and the only thing you've done is gain weight and be stressed out and you're in and out of the hospital, it's time for a change. It's time for something different. So, start thinking outside the box so you can change your reality. You know what I'm saying? Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Start practicing insanity. Start practicing a entrepreneurial mindset. Start learning how to be wealthy instead of rich or financially able. Start thinking about wealth. Start thinking about having net worth. Start doing things different, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, the biggest thing you can do is when you're doing that book, don't tell nobody about it. It's not their business. You don't even know if it's going to come to fruition. You just want to have these ideas down, so if there's ever opportunity or you ever really feel serious about it, you can act on it. You already have a plan that you've started, and you can move with it. You got your rough draft, now you can start working towards your final draft. And because the last thing you want to do is tell your friends, and they already financially set, and they go get with somebody else, and you find that they really ain't your friend. They done started the business without you, or started a business with you, and they got more money, and they box you out your business. That's the worst thing that could happen. So, good people, Tube Nation, Facebook, it's New Year, man. Don't wait for New Year's Eve for a resolution. Decide to resolve your situation now. That's what I'm doing. Peace.